I'm just back from Japan and I'm going to show you what plant-based foods I ate there. Most people think Japan is one of the hardest countries to visit if you're vegan or vegetarian. I just spent 2 weeks traveling to Tokyo, Izu, Kyoto, and Osaka, and I was surprised by how many incredible plant-based meals I found. I'm going to show you some of what I ate, what was worth the wait, some things I wasn't expecting, and some tips that could save you money and frustration. I'm Esther Garfin, the host of the Plant-Based Diet Podcast, and this is my little review of some of the things I ate in Japan. My first stop was Tokyo, and my first meal was a vegan ramen. I think I actually had vegan ramen in every city I visited. One of my favorite meals in Tokyo was at an all-vegan izakaya called Masaka Vegan Izakaya. An izakaya is a casual Japanese pub where people gathered to enjoy lots of small dishes together. What impressed me most was how they recreated traditional foods using plant-based ingredients. They served crispy vegan soy meat karaage, which is like Japanese fried chicken. And they also served delicious gyoza and other small plates that were perfect for sharing, all vegan. A lot of the food was fried, so maybe not the healthiest, but it was definitely delicious. Next, I have to talk about the fluffy pancakes in Japan. If you've spent any time on social media, you've probably seen them. These towering cloud-like pancakes have become famous around the world. And just a note for those of you who don't eat dairy or eggs, these are not for you. We waited for about 45 minutes at Ginza Cafe Hanan for these fluffy pancakes. Was it worth the wait? Absolutely. They're unlike any pancakes I've ever had. Light, airy, and almost souffle-like. 5 stars. I actually had fluffy pancakes a second time in Tokyo at a place called Flippers. The pancakes themselves were wonderful, but everything from the syrup to the fruit toppings was an additional charge, and overall, it was considerably more expensive. We walked a ton in Tokyo, and since we walked so much, you could see my travel companions having a foot bath there. Since we walked so much, snacking was very important. I brought some snacks from home like nuts and energy bites, but a brand new local snack that I tried was a small red bean paste sandwich. Red beans, or adzuki beans, are common in Japanese cuisine and sweets. I liked it for the protein and fiber. Our next stop was the beautiful Izu Peninsula. The area has a much slower pace than Tokyo, and it's known for its natural beauty, hot springs, historic towns, and wasabi farms. We stayed at the beautiful Tatsuta Ryokan, which prepared vegetarian and pescatarian food on request and at an extra cost. One day, on a guided tour, we went to a restaurant called Loquat. The restaurant graciously prepared a delicious meal that included a fresh vegetable spaghetti, but honestly, the dessert completely stole the show. It was a caramel custard presented inside what looked like a bird's nest. It's one of the most artistic desserts I've ever seen. At the end of our tour, we happened to walk past a store window and watched soba noodles being made completely by hand. We didn't have time to stop and try them, but watching the precision and craftsmanship that went into making these soba noodles was fascinating. As we left Kyoto, we were going by the Shinkansen train. And for any of you who find yourself at the Mishima train station, take note that right on the train platform, there's a small kiosk that sells a vegan lunchbox. You just never know where you're going to find vegan there. Our next stop was Kyoto, and it offered a completely different experience. I participated in a traditional Japanese tea ceremony offered by Kimono Tea Ceremony Meikoya. Sitting on tatami mats, I learned about the centuries-old ritual of preparing, serving, and drinking matcha. Using a bamboo whisk and tea bowl, I prepared my own bowl of matcha while learning about the meaning behind each movement and gesture. It was peaceful, intentional, and a wonderful reminder that food isn't only about nutrition and flavor, but it's also about culture, mindfulness, and connection. Another unforgettable experience came after hiking through the famous Red Torii Gates at Fushimi Inari Shrine. If you've been there, you know it's a climb. After making our way back down, we stopped at a cafe where I tried one of the most unusual desserts I've ever seen. It started with vanilla ice cream, then fresh purple sweet potato was squeezed through a machine into delicate strands that completely covered the ice cream. I've honestly never seen anything like it. It was good, but watching it being made was almost as enjoyable as eating it. As we continued in Kyoto, we had more ramen. There was a vegan and halal place called Shokaku Noodle, which also, by the way, for any of you who are also avoiding gluten, they offered gluten-free vegan ramen. So that might appeal to some of you who are watching. There truly are more vegan options than I could have eaten in Kyoto, and it really reinforces how much the plant-based dining options are growing there. Next was Osaka, where I had 3 vegan dinners in a row. The first evening, I visited the vegan Pivot Base Cafe and Bar, which serves a plant-based version of one of Osaka's signature foods, takoyaki. Traditionally, it's made with octopus, but here it was completely vegan. It was fun to experience one of the city's most iconic dishes in a way that fit my diet. They also serve a lot of other vegan dishes, and it was a great place to have dinner. The following night, I enjoyed an excellent vegan burger at a place called Paprika Shokudo. And the third night, you might have guessed it, more vegan ramen. One of the most surprising vegan finds was actually at Narita Airport. At Terminal 1, there's a Tease Tantin, which is a fully vegan place in the food court. So if you're flying through Narita and need one last vegan ramen, check it out. While I have mostly positive things to say about plant-based options in Japan, it's not all rosy. First, store hours. During regular hours, sometimes places were open and sometimes they were closed, and I have no idea why. Second, fruit prices. While beautiful, some of the fruit is incredibly expensive compared to North America. For example, I saw grapes selling for around $35 US. 2 peaches, around $18. Fortunately, convenience stores often carried frozen fruit or smaller portions of fresh fruit, like this individually wrapped banana. Speaking of convenience stores, they are everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean like every block. Stores like 7-Eleven, Lawson, and Family Mart are open 24 hours a day, and they became incredibly useful during our trip. You'll find drinks, snacks, fruit, prepared meals, and some vegan options at these convenience stores. My biggest travel tip is this: use a translation app. It really helps when you want to read the ingredients on a package, because sometimes you're going to find ingredients that you were not expecting. So definitely download one of those translation apps. There are vegan bakeries in some of the cities. I just simply ran out of time to visit them, which I guess kind of gives me another reason to go back. And if I did go back tomorrow, these would be my can't miss food experiences: the vegan izakaya, fluffy pancakes in Tokyo, the sweet potatoes dessert in Kyoto, vegan takoyaki in Osaka, and Tease Tantin before flying home for the vegan ramen. Those experiences alone would make another trip worthwhile. So happy travels. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the Alternative Food Network YouTube channel for more.